What you gonna do about it? Something.
The views in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests, not the Yolanda Mrwetyana brand. The content is for informational and entertainment purposes only, and we make no guarantees about its accuracy, reliability, or suitability.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Loud Wednesdays with Yolanda, with myself, of course, Bobby, and Yolanda the visitor.
Today I am the visitor. You'll see why.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Do not forget that this episode goes first on Mondays on Spotify at 3 p.m. and then it previews on Wednesdays on YouTube at 3 p.m. Central African time. Now, honey, okay.
Don't I say something before you introduce the guest? Welcome, everyone.
They don't care about your voice. They don't care about you. They care for me, these ones. When are you just a prop?
Introduce your sister.
Guys, I'm so excited today because like Yolanda you gave away the cat out of the hat. Yolanda, we are Papa.
I had to do something.
Okay, I wanted to save that juiciness for later. Okay. But we have a powerhouse in the building. Okay, she is an award-winning PR and sports management group CEO, the founder of Unorthodox Sports and PR. Give it up for SIBABALWE SESMSNI. Guys, as you guys can see, when I tell you I come from a family of pretty girls, do you believe me now? This is my cousin, y'all, okay? I come from a family of pretty girls. So today is our show. Yolanda is not just
from
each other.
a family. Let me keep quiet.
We're catching up, girlfriend. She's the outsider.
Which month were you born?
January. Yeah. Just like me.
We're actually a couple of days
We're
apart.
Capricorns.
Yes.
I know she looks small, yeah? I know she looks small, but she's older. She was born 14 days before me.
I saw the sun before you.
She's by the time I was born, she was already eating solids. Girl, welcome. Thank you so much for honoring our invite.
Thank you so much for having me. I've seen the podcast. It's really, really amazing. So I'm very honored to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Oh, thank you. I've been wanting. I actually
And I was not refusing.
No, she wasn't.
Okay.
She wasn't. I wanted
before.
No. I had an imaginary structure that I had not discussed with Yolanda.
Okay.
Right?
The boss.
So you were Dixie?
Kidding.
Dixie?
I'm kidding.
Dixie?
But you guys are so pretty.
Right?
You're so, like so effortless. Like you just very beautiful. Very beautiful. I mean her. Did I say you guys?
Must I give you guys?
No. It's okay.
Siba, how are you? Before I take my
Let's focus
spotlight.
on the guest.
Please, how are you, my love?
I'm good. Exhausted. Year-end fatigue is a thing. 2025 has been a year.
A year
and a half. But I'm good. I'm good.
I want us to take our audience through your career.
Sure.
Your company is celebrating its 11th year. Congratulations to you guys. So let's, start from the beginning. Where you started off and how you ended up with your own PR company to then venturing out into sports management and to then having the likes of, Magazole, my PMP and Lucanyo as your clients. So let's start there.
So I started the company by mistake.
Wow.
So I'm actually a qualified economist that's never practiced. But while I was doing my third year, I then started working for a tobacco company. And then in that tobacco company, because tobacco, you're not allowed to advertise in South Africa, we had to find creative ways of reaching the target audience and also influencing people, essentially. And then, so we'd go to parties, we'd go to events, we'd strike up conversations with people, then we'd have to give reports every Tuesday. So every single weekend, from about Friday to about Sunday, I was always out for 9 months. It sounds amazing as a student because you're also partying for free, but damn, sometimes you just, I don't know how I passed that year. actually, you sort of be home sometimes. And, pre-COVID, back in the day, you'd only start getting dressed at 10 o'clock to go out. Now we go out earlier. So that was my life for a good 9 months. But I think I then fell in love with people. I fell in love with putting partnerships together. I fell in love with learning how to communicate with different people. And I think that's really where the foundation lay for starting the company. So after that, I graduated. I carried on working in that company. Then I worked for, I think, another company for about 3 months after that, if I'm not mistaken. Then I worked for another company for 3 weeks after that. So I could never really stay long. I always wanted to explore. But while I was in the last job that I was actually fully employed in, I then found my first client. It was a beautiful office space, and it was an office space that looked like Google's office spaces. And I saw that for the first time, in 2014, for an office space to look like that, it was fun. People were playing golf. So I went up to the guy who was a managing director at the time, and I was like, this office space is so cool, man. It's so different from the conventional. You sit down at a desk, it's a brown desk, it's boring. Why don't more people know about it? And they said, well, we don't have anyone to market it. And I said, I could try. So at this point, I've got very little marketing experience. And then I was completely honest with the guy, and I was like, listen, I don't have marketing experience, but let's try it out. He's like, okay, cool. Present to me on Monday. This was a Friday.
How old are you at this point?
I am 22. Yeah, I must have been 22. I'm 22. And then Monday comes, I Google proposal an hour before the meeting. I put together some sort of proposal. That's when I realized that, I can sell ice to an Eskimo. I got in that meeting, I lied to a bunch of people. No, I did lie.
Now that you know.
Love that for you, honey. Love that.
Too late now, they signed the contract.
And it's years later.
Years later, listen. So after that, they're like, okay, can you please draft a service level agreement for us? Let's do this. And I went on Google again. ChatGPT arrived too late. Went on Google again, Googled SLA templates, drafted everything, gave it to them, they signed. And they referred us to their network, and their network sustained the company for about a good 6 to 7 years because you weren't pitching for business. It was literally referrals through them. And then that's where we are now, 11 years later, actually, in October last month, we turned 11 years old as Unorthodox PR.
That is so... Guys, how inspiring. So, imagine you are a young girl out there not knowing anything and you're thinking, this is what I want to do.
Please don't lie.
No, lie if you have to. Fake it till you make it.
No one got hurt in the process.
Siba, so you are now in the sports industry.
Yes.
Right? You have a sports management company.
Yes,
and
correct.
this is a male-dominated space.
Correct.
Right? So as a woman, how are you navigating this space? Because you have made such an impact. And I feel like so many young women are just so inspired by your movements.
Thank you. So again, I got into sport by accident. It's not actually by accident, it's just because I didn't plan it, but God always knows exactly what he's doing at every point in time. So while running the PR company about 5 years ago, someone that I went to high school with reached out. Then he says to me, listen, there's this athlete that I know. He has all of these brands that are coming, but he doesn't know how to work on his brand. And I said, sure, who is it? And it was, an athlete who won us basically the 2019 World Cup. We were watching it together, actually. Just the year before.
Guys, now you see why I'm just here watching. Not gonna say a lot.
Because those semi-finals and finals were stressful.
We were watching the final. I remember that game.
The World Cup together.
In 2019.
At some point, we even stopped watching and went into the pool because we were so stressed. We thought the Springboks were going to lose.
But it's stressful day.
It was so stressful.
And not knowing that a year later, the one person who we say, it was the whole team that won us the World Cup, but, there were those players that stood out, would end up being a client. So then again, they say, manage a brand. And I say, I'm in PR, and I don't even do PR for individuals at this point in time. It was for companies or events. But I say it again, transparency. Listen, I've never done this, but I can try. We took the client on, And we saw that there's actually such a big gap where in South Africa 5 years ago when he started the sports agency, actually I think we were one of the first sports agencies in South Africa to commercialize a brand of an athlete. That wasn't being done. They were getting brand endorsement deals, but there wasn't the structure that we had put into place, the strategy, proposals, working out someone's plan for the next 10 years, retirement plans. That was not being done. We are, I think, the first agency to do that in South Africa. So we saw a lot of traction.
Sorry, can I get you water?
Yes, please.
Dylan, please water.
Even me, I'm dying.
Hi, why did you forget us today?
I came late.
Stella,
Because I came late and
Dylan,
Dylan
I
only
want to
cares about
expose you.
me.
Please water fast.
Water for us. And I forget that these things are pre-recorded, so they can edit. I'm like, I think they pressed record. Zanabapum. How does it work in these studios? How does it work in these studios? How much are you guys paying?
They have different prices. They have prices for edited videos and for unedited videos. So Marco, I'll ask Thingy to give you Marco's number. He's the person that you talk to.
That's so cool.
You want to record?
No.
One day. No, I'm thinking maybe you want to.
Thank you.
But boy,
Thank
you need to
you.
open for me because I can't.
And I like the fact that the water is not cold.
Yeah, because and I'm just out
Yeah.
here spreading my flu germs because I'm sick AF.
I'm tired of being sick. I'm tired of being sick.
Thank you.
Thanks, still.
Where was I?
As you were saying, I think you were still telling us about your agency being like the first agency
To commercialize
The brands of athletes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we were the first agency to commercialize athletes' brands, and we saw quite a bit of traction and excitement for brands as well in South Africa. They were quite excited that this was happening, and then the athletes' teammates, they also showed a bit of interest, and then we just decided, let's actually start this as a separate company from my PR company. And then back to your question, it was great, but then are we allowed to say on here? No.
Yeah, girl, speak your heart.
It was great, and then a whole lot of shit started.
It was great until it wasn't.
Yeah, it was great until it stopped.
So again, being in a male-dominated space, but it's not just a male-dominated space because our athletes predominantly, and I've predominantly worked in, is rugby. So it's not just a male-dominated space, but it's also a white male-dominated space, and it's also very ageist. So there was just so much to overcome. There was so much to prove. The boys' clubs that are there in rugby, a certain skin tone and skin color and race owns rugby. That's why it's also been so topical over the years about the transformation and how great the fact that we're seeing more colors of player in our teams. But that's people, would normally focus on the field stuff, but then off the field as well. There are those dynamics.
Yeah.
So over the years, I've seen a lot more women getting into sport, which is amazing, not just rugby, but also soccer, which is really great because I get so excited when I see another woman who's doing what I do in rugby or in soccer. And we literally know each other because there aren't a lot of women, but then also there aren't a lot of black women as well. So we literally know of each other, and it's been interesting. The transformation has been there, but it's still very much male dominated. Women still get overlooked. Black women still get very much overlooked in the sports world. And this is from presenters, actually, not just what we do, because you immerse yourself in the ecosystem. And outside of the athletes, there's so many other people that play a role and a factor, just, not on the field, but off the field. But you see it so much. There's so much that needs to happen just from a gender perspective, from a race perspective, just from being taken seriously. But over the years, I've also seen that people realize that they need to work with women, but they also need to work with black women as well, because we bring something to the table that they've been lacking. And we can also benefit from working with white males by, accessing their networks as well. So it's really just a win-win situation when everyone collaborates, but it's still a man's world, man. I've been told, listen, I'm not going to speak to you. What do you know about sport? You're a little girl. What do you know about rugby? I'm like, I'm from the Eastern Cape. We force-fed rugby.
Okay, I know rugby in my sleep.
The moment you can walk, you're force-fed rugby. I'm from the Eastern Cape. I know exactly what I'm talking about. But those attitudes were there. and still are there. So things are getting better, but I think I just became bolder, and I realized the value that I bring to the table.
And how are you navigating that?
It's, you know what? I love money.
She said she's Kosa. I didn't say it.
It's not a lie now. It's not a lie. It's not a lie.
I love money, and sport has a lot of money. So it's just about accessing it. So sometimes even, when we face these difficulties or people pushing back or people not wanting to give you opportunities, man, you just look at how much money is in sport and you're like, there's no way someone's going to stand between me and my check, because I'm good at what I do. So I should be getting my check. So it's just about focusing on the goal really, but also my biggest goal is just making sure that there are more women in sport, but we're actually invoicing and we're getting paid our worth. Yeah.
That's lovely. You know what? I'm really interested in Yolanda. But I want to know, since you started working with because obviously the athletes that you guys know what the Springbok players look like. You know who they are, and you know what they have.
I'm actually not attracted to guys like that. Yes. Yeah. I'm not. I'm yeah.
You're the only girl in South Africa.
I'm not.
She's literally the only girl in South Africa.
Not that I don't like them, man. But I wouldn't date.
Okay.
Like them.
She doesn't do attractive guys.
No. Well, they're attractive, the people I'm with.
They're attractive to you.
Yeah,
okay, that's what counts.
Okay.
They're not attractive for me.
Okay.
I get you though. I get
Thank
you.
you.
She still probably is one of the very few women in South Africa who would not be a wag, because honey, any day. So you know what I'm curious about, Siba? What I'm curious about is the amount of girls that try to befriend you because of your clientele.
Oh my word.
Yes. And so it's very weird, the situations I've been in. And I think because I've always been a girl's girl. So, I don't have X anymore, but I'd be on X and I would comment on girls, saying funny things. And when you start developing online friendships, and girls would get into my DMs like, oh, let's go for dinner, let's eventually meet. And for me, that's not weird. Let's go for drinks.
Like, let's go.
I'm just like, yeah,
because you like going out for drinks.
Girl, yes, another girl who's also cool. We get along. I just love meeting women. I'm straight. I love meeting women. I like making friends.
Yeah, because you gotta be clear with that one. Yeah, you gotta be clear
Because wow.
So, when girls DM me, I would meet up with them. And then you'd find that we meet up, we go for drinks, and people are interested in the work that I do. Yeah. So obviously I'll ask, I will answer those questions. I'll ask them what they do. But then, I'd hear over time and I'd pick up that, man, this is actually not about me. This person wants to gain access to certain people. So that's actually happened before, where I had a full-on friendship.
I remember that friendship.
Yeah, full-on friendship.
I could have told you that.
But this girl,
for free? I'm gonna talk to her. She didn't ask me. I'm gonna tell her. I don't want to come across a jealous friend.
I don't know the story. Explain it to me.
So this lady, we had a full-on friendship. We really got along well. And obviously, I socialize quite a bit when the guys have events, because you don't just, with some of the athletes, you don't just have a working relationship. You're in this person's life, about their family. So you end up being friends. So when they celebrate milestones like birthdays or whatever the case might be, they'll send invites, come through to this is what's going on. And then I'll obviously I'll go with friends. So at that point in
time,
She's
never gone with me.
I went
just putting it out there.
I went with this girl.
Me, I would have not said that out loud.
No, but it's not a lie. Why do you want me to lie?
Are you sure you can just,
okay, fine,
the corner?
I'm lying.
So then I bring this girl and I realized that, hey, the person that I'm exposing her to, they've actually had a history, but things ended up badly. So she was trying to get back into this person's life, but using me. So she had, once I sat back, I realized that this girl actually studied me online
using you
before. She actually even reached out to a point where she was using me so she can gain access to the
That's a bit psychotic.
It is. But then, you know what? These things happen. After the 2023 World Cup, I was basically, the last couple of days before the final, I was in Paris for it. And I was basically living, you could say, with the athletes, because I would see them every day. And I mean, after the World Cup, so obviously I'm creating content, I'm putting up statuses. And after the World Cup, you know, I'd be getting DMs from girls. Hey girl, I've got a hair business. Can I send you a wig? I'm like, oh, thank you. They'll send me a wig, you know, I'll wear it. I'll tag whoever it is. I felt like a bit of a celebrity. And then after the DM would come in, oh, can I meet so-and-so?
Ooh,
And I'm like, of course you can.
I wonder why I've never used that DM to do. I must DM you.
Like, can I meet so-and-so? And I'm like, yes, you can. Here are the appearance fees. So it's weird things. It's, you know, girls befriending me online and then I have to go back and do some research, which is so sad because I do believe that you can have authentic, genuine friendships from people that you meet online. I mean, it's 2025, right? So that's how we connect and engage and learn from each other. But those things do happen. Just makes you sharper as a person, but also makes you realize that, hey, man, I have to keep my circle small.
So I'm going to ask you a question on her behalf. Why
On my
did you
behalf?
never take your sister to this rugby and she loves them so much?
And she does, ne? It's the hangouts, I think, were out of town.
Oh,
a lot of the
okay.
time it wasn't in Gauteng. I mean, there was a point in time where I was living between KZN, Cape Town, and
I mean, you still
Gauteng.
are.
Yeah, but not traveling as much, thank God. So I'd be like literally in Joburg 1 week, the next week I'm in Durban, the next week I'm in Cape Town, then I'd be back, and then I'm in the Eastern Cape, and
Because remember, Yoli, these rugby players, even though they play
I
for the
asked the
country.
question.
I
I didn't want you to explain the question. I asked for you so we get the answer on your behalf.
You're not wrong.
Please explain the relationship because apparently you are sisters. Is that real?
no comment.
No, they greeted me last week here with someone. I was like, what? I have a comeback today.
It's fine. It's fine.
No comment.
What's it like drinking out of the World Cup? Because I saw you drinking champagne out of the World Cup, girl. What's it like?
Oh, World Cup.
The way
Yes.
Ellis.
Oh,
Yes. What's it like drinking out of that cup, girl? Because do you have those pictures on your Instagram? You need to send them to Dylan so we can show our people.
Drinking from the Web Endless Cup, it was interesting.
Uh-huh.
It's not something that a lot of people would do.
You'll get to experience.
I don't know what was in there, but I know it was alcohol. But it wasn't wine, it wasn't champagne, it was a mixture of something.
So it was, I feel like they just went shoo, 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 shoo.
We were all happy. We were literally all happy. I mean, the whole of South Africa saw how the guys had been under the influence of alcohol for a good 2 weeks.
After
Oh,
that.
God, do it!
Yeah, because they can't drink, they can't do
No, I
anything during
can't
rugby
die.
season.
They couldn't.
They
It's
have
been
to be clean.
It was a good 8 months before the World Cup whenever, they were actually allowed to drink. So they celebrated and, the games were so hectic. I think all of us South Africans deserved a grant.
I swear
After
for the
that.
emotional abuse
It was.
we went through.
Even my mother called me when I was in Paris. She called me. She's like, listen, I'm going to bed. I'm like, oh, these guys are going to kill my frail mother. It was a stressful time, but it was also such just a life-changing moment and opportunity. Like I remember days before the final, I was like crying. I was somewhere walking in the streets of Paris and I was crying and I was just like, this girl from Mrwetyana who was raised by a dad who was an Afrikaans teacher, a mom
Oh, a dad. Oh, I thought you were raised by a dad. Oh,
no.
I was about to have my moment.
No.
Okay,
You can, no, but you can have your moment. You guys had present dads.
No, but there's mom.
To this mom.
The parent issue. So it was one of those moments where I had that as well. Like I was feeling very emotional. I'm like, I was raised in a household where there wasn't that much money. My parents did whatever it is that they could, but yet through, they put me through school, they put me through varsity, they taught me things that I never would have been able to learn on my own. And I got myself to Paris. It wasn't a sponsored trip. I got myself to Paris. Through my hard work and starting the company and everyone that played a factor in me getting there. It was just such an aha moment. And then South Africa won the World Cup. I was just like, oh my God, really? And then I touched the Web Endless Cup.
And you drank from it?
And I drank from it. Like, I think I really, really cried after that quite a bit. And not because I was in pain, but because I just couldn't believe like how good God was, because I never prayed for that. I never, ever would have imagined that. And, it's an experience that I don't take lightly at all. Not a lot of people have had that experience.
Oh, yeah, that's very true. Can I ask her a question?
Yeah, sure. You make it seem like this is my interview. Oh my God.
I know she has all the questions for you the whole day. So I just want to know about your love life. Are you married? Are you in a relationship? Are you dating a rugby
All
player?
these men around you.
You know, like, how are you maneuvering in that situation?
It's like there's something wrong. Screw. Sulila kaloku. Sukaila. We need tissue.
We need the tears for content. Please look at the camera.
My makeup, I can't. My makeup. It's not waterproof. Yeah. Where do I even start? I think, I've been told that I say a lot of not so great things about men, but I've experienced not so great things about men.
Okay.
So being in business, even before getting into sport, I realized that men love the idea of women that are independent, but actually the reality still shocks them.
Oh.
Women have evolved so much faster than men.
Oh, I love you.
We realized...
You and I are besties right now.
I think women realized a long time ago that the men nowadays, hey man, you guys have a large following on this podcast, but this is my truth. I think women realized a long time ago that some of the men that we have now are not necessarily like our grandfathers or like our dads in terms of, providing and knowing their role as men. And instead of us complaining about it as women, I think women were like, okay, I need to work. Right now, I need to roll up my sleeves and I need to work. And we realized that, we need financial independence, not just so, for optics, but we actually need to be able to stand on our own. I mean, we've got a huge issue at the moment in South Africa, which is GBV. And we never focus on the financial dependence that is such a huge factor that contributes to that GBV. So women realized a long time ago, I cannot depend on a man. And we worked and we evolved so fast. But I feel like the modern day man hasn't caught up to the evolved modern woman. So, they love the idea, oh, Siba, you're so independent, you run your own company. But then the reality of it is that I'm going to be sitting with you today in Johannesburg, and then tomorrow I'm in Cape Town. And by the time you text me, can we go for coffee? My response is, oh, sorry, babe, I forgot to tell you I'm in Cape Town. Because I didn't come to, I'm in Paris.
And you are in Paris.
Yesterday you were in Cape Town. That's my life. When am I arriving there?
So it makes it very tricky. They say it and it sounds great on paper, the independence, but the reality of being with an independent woman, because we also have a lot of it, we also have hyper independence, which is actually a trauma response, right? Where even if someone does try to come and take care of you, you're just so frightened, like, oh my God, what if he leaves? What if I get comfortable with him being here? So I've been singing for a very long time. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Prior to me starting my sports agency, because of, being very independent and hyper independent and having a company, it got worse with sport, because also sport is not a 9 to 5. You watch games. Sometimes rugby games are 10 o'clock at night. Sometimes you have to travel with athletes. Like this one time I went to Mauritius and I was there for less than 24 hours, and you're traveling with men that are very attractive, that earn a lot of money, and you're not in South Africa, and that's my work. So that also doesn't land well with quite a lot of men. They get very intimidated, and I've been told these things. Or sometimes a man is a groupie. You go on a date, he's looked you up, and then he wants to know, when am I meeting whoever that plays for whatever.
Especially men.
Men are groupies.
Wow. Especially men.
We think that men are groupies for other men. I have seen
super shocked. It's the reality.
It is. Sure. So it's the sussing out of all of those things, and and having to explain to them that, listen, I will choose my job over you, and it's going to get worse because the more I progress in my career, the worse it is going to get. So you decide. You are busy fangirling over these people. I have them on my WhatsApp. I can call them at any point in time. So be sick. And I love you. Why didn't we have you in dance? Everybody like a girl.
I love this girl.
And I have these people on my WhatsApp, and you fangirling them. Trust me, if I wanted to have anything with those people, it would have happened already, but I don't want to, because that's my work. And as a woman, I have to tread very carefully, because when I started my sports agency and I had one client, they thought I was sleeping with him. And then I got another client, and then it was a joke between my two clients. I was like, hey, apparently you guys are my temp Because I got another client, they're like, oh, she's sleeping with this one too. Because people can't comprehend the idea of a black woman being in a male-dominated industry, and on top of that, you're girly. Because there are those stereotypes as well.
You know what I can say about that? Sorry to cut you.
No
what
worries.
I've realized is the moment you are working, you get work. But if they are sleeping with you, you will get work now, and then 3 seconds later, boom. It's not going to sustain until 11 years or 20 years or 50 years or whatever the case is.
Because reputation goes a long way.
Yeah. And also, they don't take you serious. They no longer see you as your talent and your work ethic and everything. They see you as someone that I gave it to her because. But if it's work that you're bringing, in most cases, it's rare that it. This is me. Don't. That's what I've realized. Because in my head, I was like, if you're getting things, kabekto. Yes, you'll probably arrive, but you won't stay in most cases. And for the fact that you've stayed,
you won't stay.
As long as me, I believe you.
You won't stay. The respect. As Yaya was saying, the reputation, it's not there. And thing is, as women, we have to tread lighter and more strategic than men in everything that we do, because we're always being looked at. And then now, couple that with being in sport. It's not easy.
And then being short nyana 1.65. What are you? 1.4?
Very beautiful.
1.5?
1.8.
Size 3.
Why did you give her height there like that?
I look tall when I'm sitting down. Now people must know.
And then you do look tall when you're sitting down. Now we know.
Size 3, wearing soft voice, speaking
Very gorgeous. Yes,
pretty girl, and then now you're talking to these giants.
And they listen.
I'm sure they can pick you up like this.
And toss it around. Yeah, like a rugby ball.
And they listen. And it was a joke where after 2 years, the guys would say, yo, we're actually scared of you. And like these are people that I'm looking up like this. I remember one of the rugby players, Eben.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation with him.
You were probably like this.
And he's standing. So after 5 minutes, I'm like, do you mind sitting down?
Because my neck is sore. Because Eben is tall. Dylan, there's another picture I'm going to send you. It goes my girlfriend's height versus her personality. And it's 2 dinosaurs. You must put that on it.
So it's that, but they listen. But then it always reminds me of God, you know. There's a scripture in the Bible that was Moses the one who was stuttering. I can't remember, but one of the prominent people in the Bible, they used to stutter. And then God said, you must go and speak to these people. But he said, God, you know, I can't even speak to one person one-on-one. I have a stutter. And then he says, no, I said that you must go and speak to that multitude. So also whenever I see visuals like that, I'm just like, yo, I'm young.
You are young when I can. You are young when I can.
I'm still youth.
We are young when I can. You are young when I can.
I'm young, I'm black, I'm a woman, you know, I'm short. And then the industry that I got into completely different, white, male-dominated, huge-ass guys. But then I was able to make an impact because God paved the way. So sometimes, you know, when I look at my journey, I'm just like, it's nothing that I could have put together. There's no way that I could have strategically put this together. It's got God in it. So I think that's also one of the things that motivates me. And if I have to sacrifice my love life along the way, then so be it. God will give me the man that can handle me and everything that's got to do with it. So...
That's beautiful.
How old are you now?
She's our age. I want to touch on...
This is why she's my cousin.
When you say that and you are our age, I feel way better about myself. I still have time.
You have time, girl.
Lots of time.
You have time. I mean, not really, but you do.
We were coming along so nicely, then Shab came.
No, I wanted to talk about something that I know you feel very strongly about.
Sure.
You had mentioned the GBV pandemic in South Africa.
Yes.
In 2019, after Uyinene's passing, you had started a movement called Without Us,
Yes.
where initially you had wanted all the women in South Africa to come together and decide on a day and not do anything and not be involved in any form of economic movement in the country.
Yes.
And you were bashed for that. You were called a lot of names for that.
Yes.
People called you stupid. People called you a lot of things, yeah? There was even a white old man who was fighting with you on the radio.
Imagine. I forgot about that.
I can never forget. I was there. Right? And then now, you know, the Women of Change came through with like similar concept.
Yes.
And they were received, you know, completely differently from how your movement was received. So how do you feel about, this whole movement that Women of Change has done, and how the country is coming together, and all these purple profile pictures compared to, when you were trying to, create the same movement?
So without us,
it's so beautiful to know that you actually did that. Okay, I just wanted to say that.
Thank you. So without us, in as much as there was a lot of bashing, but what we successfully did is that I remember that day, classes in UCT were interrupted. Shout out to Kutso. Oh, love Kutso from she was on YFM at the time.
lady, guys.
Yes,
if you're wondering.
Love that lady. I think she saw that tweet once.
So she's now on Metro.
She's at Metro now. Mm-hmm. She saw that tweet, and we it was like a group of us, and she retweeted it. She didn't go to, I remember that day, she actually didn't go to work. And it's such a big thing because as radio DJs, you get paid by being there. So she literally said, I'm sacrificing it. There was dead silence on so many radio platforms. Like, we actually did so much. We ended up making the news in SADC. But the scary part of that is, I was running a company. I think Zuleika was still, because she was also part of it. She was in varsity at the time, if I'm not mistaken, or she was still in high school. I can't remember. But we all had our own different lives. So we couldn't really push the narrative and be consistent. But also remember, we're also women. So at the end of the day, we are triggered. We might not have been victims, but we always have to think that we could be a victim. So we weren't able to sustain it as well because we weren't getting the support. Actually, on the day we were supposed to do it, there was a big organization that reached out to us and said, please, can you move your date, because we're doing something on that date. And I said, couldn't you have said that let's put our efforts together and rather collaborate? So that's also such an infuriating thing about GBV, and it still happens now, and that people take it on sometimes as a status thing, that I'm an activist and there are funds that are looted, that are allocated to the wrong people. They don't go to the victims. So in South Africa, we've got a big issue of GBV, the actual victims, the actual perpetrators. But we also have a huge issue when it comes to organizations that are being given those funds, but they don't go to victims. And you find that the real organizations that are making a change, that are on the ground, they're not getting a cent. And it's people like myself back in the day, and the people that were in my team that are working elsewhere. They've got other things that they're doing, but then also from their own pocket and in their own spare time, they are still trying to contribute as much as they can. So that's what led to me, I think, just moving away from that a bit, because it's time consuming and it's also very emotionally draining. We'd get WhatsApps. It was such a crazy time. I remember getting a WhatsApp of this lady. She sent me video footage of what, her wounds, basically. And she didn't know how she got those wounds up until she found out that her boyfriend was poisoning her at night, doing all sorts of different things. So, because she says she used to wake up tired. She'd wake up blue and black. She'd wake up and her lower regions were aching. And she doesn't know, because the last thing she remembers is having dinner with her boyfriend and then sleeping. So those were the WhatsApps.
It doesn't even happen in clubs anymore. It at home.
Everywhere.
And this is someone that's supposed to be your safe space.
So
scary.
We would get WhatsApps like that. So you can imagine at some point I'm going to be like, I'm not fully equipped to deal with this. And, in as much as we can, because also women, it goes back to the financial thing. We may not have the finances, because sometimes you need to appoint a lawyer if you're going to take this person to court. So we had quite a lot of lawyers reaching out to us as well, saying that, if there are women victims that can't afford lawyers, we'll do it pro bono. So with what Women for Change is doing, I feel for them. I feel for the people in that team, because they get a lot of public scrutiny, even before what they did now. I've followed Women for Change for a very long time because I've invested in the space. And things would pop up, and then they would say, Women for Change, we stand with this person. And then, would be like, this person's lying. Oh, what about men? Blah, blah, blah. So there's so much scrutiny that happens in the background. And I don't know in that organization how financially capacitated they are, but my best guess would be that everyone there has a job and they are doing this in their spare time because they're passionate about it. So I'm really happy about what happened. There was no TikTok 5 years ago when we did our movement. So I'm so happy that social media got it, the exposure that it deserves. And I just wanted to just take it a bit further now to say, okay, then what? We were lying down for 15 minutes on the 21st of November. what else are we doing? What else? But in order for there to be consistency, Women for Change needs to be supported financially. You know, it needs to get to a point where if they're not already there, they need to have people that are there full time and they need to be paid a salary. They need to be able to respond. They need to be in parliament to put policies together. You know, so it's a great start. It is a really great movement, and I'm glad that everyone held hands. GBV is very triggering, whether you've experienced it or not, but it could happen. I don't cook, I Uber Eats a lot.
Yep.
So when I open the door, even for the driver, you know, there's always a part of me that's like, if this guy would come in, the delivery guy would come in, what would I do? So I always have to have that at the back of my mind, because in our own homes, we're not safe. So really sad that this is how the African government has not been doing anything about it. Especially, you know, we hosted a beautiful G20. There was so much police presence, but women in South Africa online were saying, also the police are there. Also the resources are there. So we can actually be made to feel safe every day. But because we're hosting political leaders, then that presence and safety is only prioritized then. But then now they're all gone. What about the ordinary citizens of South Africa, which are women and kids that make up the majority of the population? I can go on and go on about GBV.
You know, it's so crazy. Sorry, not last week, the week before.
So before you say that, guys, our studio has always been purple. You know, the Spotify is purple. My lipstick is purple. So thank
you know, it's about a classic Yolanda movie. Like, so it's so crazy that you're saying it, because as you're speaking, I'm being reminded of a conversation we were having with locals. Because when they were here, so we had some Nigerian artists that had came to South Africa to shoot a music video. Okay. And they were all asking, what's with the is there something wrong with your Instagrams? Like, why is everyone purple? Like, what's going on? So we were trying to explain to them. Now, there's a group of Nigerian men from Nigeria, living in Nigeria. And we're trying to explain to them why. And they were just like, you're trying to tell me that you guys have to strike for rapists. He's like, you know, in Nigeria, rapists get killed by the community. He was like, in Nigeria, if you are labeled as a rapist even once, if you make it to tomorrow, God loves you. Literally, in other countries. They're like, no, they were even like, we feel like this is like a culture thing. Because if people in communities were to take action against the perpetrators, the government would be forced to step in, because now they would see that people are tired and they're doing something about it, but the people are not doing anything about it. All they are doing is marching the streets and complaining.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a culture thing. You know, like back in the day, you'd hear people, you know, if a woman or a girl is raped, the family of the rapist would come apologize. And then they would force the little girl to say, I forgive you. And then they'd force her to say, we will never speak about this because you're bringing shame to our family.
It really should be a crime.
So funny enough, well, not funny. It's not funny actually at all. Last year, I went to Cape Town and I met Uyinene's parents. That was probably one of the hardest evenings of my life. That lady, I still don't know till this day how they kept her, they keep her memory alive. So we were preparing for the next day because we were helping them out as a partner. So we were preparing for the next day and we were literally going to do the walk that Uyinene did to the post office, said a speech outside Parliament. And then there were radio interviews. So we were assisting them a lot with media as well because of my PR background. And the mother just like broke down on air. And it was so different because I'd never met the mother before. I'd never spoken to her before. But because of, wanting to be in, I can't escape the GBV space. I take a break and I come back. But, I met her and the father as well. And what an evening, man. Because we had dinner. We were all together till about 11 o'clock at night the day before the march. But what an evening. Just listening to the parents and, how they heard the news. And
I don't think I would be able to sit and I don't think I would be able to listen to that.
And then while we're there, because they have to give us tops, and they gave us tops with Uyinene's face on it and the Uyinene Foundation, and they gave us like little hats that we were gonna wear the next day. So her parents are so strong, man. Her parents, and they keep that foundation alive. They're always doing the marches and they're always protesting and they're always doing stuff back home in the Eastern Cape. They're always doing stuff in East London. they're always reaching out to partners, but they're already keeping their daughter's memory alive.
Oh, that is the most painful story. I when I saw that story,
Uyinene's story was on our hearts.
Like in my head, I was like, I don't know what I would do.
I remember
if I was the sister, the cousin, a friend, or maybe if I don't know how I would. I don't even understand how they're moving on or how they're living.
Yeah.
I remember the day when we found out about Uyinene's death. Siba wasn't home and she was working. And then when she came home, she was crying. She was literally
you make
crying.
me cry. Got my makeup on.
Okay, sorry.
Got my good makeup on.
And she was literally crying from what happened to that poor child.
Yo, that's...
I don't know her. There's no links, but it's... Have you guys ever read the confession
of the guy?
From the rapist in detail?
Actually, I don't know if this is the confession, but
the statement
when he said that she came to the post office, right? And the whole situation started, and then she tried to run, and then he continued. How do you?
Because she was fighting so hard.
Yes. How do you continue? You know, I have a friend. Something like that also happened to one of my friends, and that's why when I read about the story, I didn't know how these people, guys, I do not cry. Situation, please stop.
The guy, he planned it because she went to the post office and then he says, come back the next day at 2, fully knowing that at 2 o'clock the post office would be closed. And she came in and he locked. He planned it. If you ever feel strong enough, read the statement in details on the internet before the march that we did last year with the Uyinene Foundation. I read it 3 or 4 times. I don't know why, but I kept on reading it and reading it and reading it because I think I couldn't believe it, how evil this man is. He planned it. The statement is in detail exactly what happened. And if you read it, you can almost see yourself at the post office.
I have a friend who was in grade 12, I think I was in grade 11. She was in grade 12. And she was the smartest child in her family. Solo, her name was Solo. That girl, I think they were done with exams. And then, I don't know where she went. It was around 8 p.m. And then when she came back, these guys, I feel like they were trying to rape her because apparently when they examined and everything, they saw that she was not raped, but they broke her neck and they broke her arm. I don't know if her leg is well. And I'm in school. We went to the same primary, me and that girl.
It hits different when it's someone that's so close to you.
Yeah.
We went to the same primary. We were very good friends. She stayed in my thingy, like my house is here.
Where did they kill her?
Girl, now I had changed schools. So I was staying where I was actually studying. And then my friend called me. My friend brother, actually. He's like, do you know what happened? And I'm like, what happened? And then he's like, Silo passed on. Why? What happened? Because I know she was not sick or anything like that. And then they were like, this guy said this is what happened. And apparently these people were trying to rape her. And then they broke her neck. So because they broke her neck, obviously, and they were closing her mouth. So the whole situation, and then she died. And guess what? So those people they did manage to find the people. And they allowed the people to come to the funeral. Because apparently, they didn't want to kill her. So their story is, they are crying, they've made a mistake, they didn't want to kill her. What did you want to do?
Did they trip? I don't understand the mistake part.
What did you want to do? Because if a person is saying no and they are fighting, why don't you leave the person?
It's a mistake.
Apparently, that's what they were saying. They literally allowed the people, the police station van came with them. To the
law enforcement, yes, Limpopo.
And they were there and they watched. We buried her. We marched. We did almost everything.
With the perpetrators there?
No. I'm saying we marched to say the people were not supposed to be released. I think they managed to get them. And then I don't know if there was a bail situation and we were marching so that the people are not supposed to be released. But the fact that they allowed them to come to, that didn't make sense. The results came back. She passed with distinctions. You know that one child that is going to change the family's life?
Yeah. Break the generational
that was the
curse.
child. And then, just like that, she was gone. And she's still gone. And I'm sure those guys are out.
South Africa and the justice system.
Yeah. But on a lighter note, Siba, thank you for your time. And thank you for... Yeah, she doesn't cry. That's why she's a boy, yeah? She doesn't cry. She'd be making fun of me.
Drinking water later.
She makes fun of me all the time because I'm such a crybaby.
You are?
I am.
No, I can't.
Siba, what can we look forward to?
Well, there are some exciting partnerships that are coming up. I think I took 2025 to it was a weird year. Turning 11 years as a business is such a weird year. So I took this year to just sort of plan for the next 10 to 15 years. What does that look like? How, yes, now we're introduced into sport, but how much more of an impact can we make? How do I grow my company? So there are a lot of partnerships that have never ever happened in South Africa before in sport that we're going to be launching soon. I cannot wait. There are quite a lot of projects that we're launching, and it's really just such an exciting time to just create, innovate, and be in the space. So an Orthodox PR, an Orthodox sport, an Orthodox group is definitely growing. And I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to the growth. I'm looking forward to sharing the announcements because it's not nice holding things in. Just want to tell someone. But in due time, in due time.
Love that for you. And where can people find you?
They can find the company on Instagram as An Orthodox Group, on Facebook. Are we still on Facebook? An Orthodox Group. Very active on LinkedIn.
Facebook is paying money now. Please go back. Run.
I must run. Yeah.
Dollars. Missing out. We're cashing every day.
What are my logins? No, definitely. We are on TikTok, An Orthodox Group. We are on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. We are on Instagram, very responsive. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok. I'm on TikTok as SIBABALWE SESMSNI. I'm on Instagram as unorthodox_Siba. Facebook, I think I still have Facebook. But yeah, and you can DM us if you want to inquire about our services. You just want to say hi, very responsive. And yeah, our pages are quite active as well. So lots and lots of information there about your faves
Do
in
people
sports.
come and apply to be represented by you, or you pick? You just look and you're like,
You, Ozala.
oh,
Please apply here.
Ozala.
It's a bit of both.
Okay.
Sometimes we do get athletes coming up to us. We also get teams coming up to us looking for sponsorship. And also if we see that, there's potential in representing someone in sport, we also do approach them. And then we just take it from there.
so you only do athletes?
When it comes to individuals, yes, athletes.
Okay.
But yeah, we have over the past, I think, couple of years also represented teams in terms of sourcing them sponsorships and also sporting events. But individuals, it's been athletes so far. We've had a few inquiries, entertainers, influencers.
Oh, and then you're like, no, guys, we
She does not want this industry.
It's a scary
She
world.
says it all the
Because
time.
I was like, I was about to
She
like,
doesn't want. You're wasting your time.
Do you know?
It is a scary. Sports is entertainment, right? But I feel like it's a bit more textbook, and it also fits in with what I've done over the years, which is corporate PR. So it's still like there are quite a lot of rules as well. Entertainment,
it's a different
I don't know.
So what about those tiny little small teams that are starting up? Do you guys maybe have like those? Not a pro bono, but do you see where you guys start with a small team and you kind of like helping them grow? Maybe you pick one from whichever village and then you're helping them to come up. Do you guys do those programs, or you may be thinking of doing them? If you don't, please do it.
In the future, we can.
In the future, okay.
I always say that if you want to donate your time to something, it's absolutely amazing. But if you really want to make an impact, make lots of money. Because the moment you make lots and lots of money, it means you also have brands around you, so that by the time you're in the room, you can then influence. But we do get inquiries like all the time. Some people will say we're doing something in the village or the township and kids are looking for school shoes. And then we'll think, oh yeah, we just did a campaign with Toughies. So we'll quickly, text the brand manager at Toughies and say, hey, can you donate however many school shoes?
Oh, I actually do that as well.
Things like that. So things like that we can do.
So you text that brand manager to add more shoes with us as well. Brand manager.
Unilever, sometimes we get like quite a lot, especially around Christmas time, where we can donate roll-ons because we've worked with Unilever.
Nice.
So as and when, but I wouldn't commit and tie myself to say, okay, we are committing to helping this and it's a long-term project because, that needs money. So time, money. We're running a company. So, but the more successful a company is, then it can donate a lot more. It can pull a lot more strings. And possibly, once you get to a good financial position, you can also afford to take from your own pocket. But yeah.
No, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I don't even know why we're having you at the end of the year.
Your presence.
No, I'm saying I don't know why we only having her.
Do you want me to add you in front of the camera?
Yes, because you didn't say anything or do anything. I've been waiting for you to bring Siba the whole year. Only today. From January. Didn't you say you and Siba are friends? Didn't you say you and Siba are sisters? Where is she? And it's December now.
And then look shy, open up because you have a white patch by your eye.
I become green.
All right. If you want 3 shades on your face, just say
it'll be a contour. If you guys see me with a blue eye, no.
Camouflage.
We already
camouflage. Guys, thank you so much. We've come to an end of this episode. Thank you again, Siba, for gracing us with your time because, like you said, your time is a money.
Yes, of course.
Okay. And thank you so much for honoring our invites. Really appreciate this fact that you took time to come talk to us. And we wish you all the best. And we wish you many, many more successful athletes. Yeah.
Thank you, ladies.
And guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. We see that the numbers are growing. And guys, if you have any athletes that you are related to or you know of and who might be in need of representation, comment, let us know. Maybe we can link them up with unorthodox sports. You never know.
And if they are taking.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Yolanda?
Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I think she said everything. And in the beginning, she did mention that this is going to go up first on Monday and then also Wednesday. Every single time it will be at 3 p.m. Please don't shoot me. Sometimes there's technical issues. I apologize. The aim is to post exactly at 3. All right. So as you do subscribe and comment, please let us know what you think about Siba and everything that you've heard here. We are going to respond to everything you guys are saying. Thank you, family, and thank you for always being here with us. And what else am I supposed to say?
What you going to do about it?
Oh, this is how we close.
So Siba, that's how we're going to close it. Okay. Yolanda's going to say what you going to do about it, and we're going to say nothing.
Okay, so we respond and say nothing.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, first time on Monday, it's Spotify. On Spotify.
Yes, we
Wednesday
told him.
On YouTube. I didn't mention it. I just said.
I told him.
I'm sure in the beginning, and you have a very nice voice. They probably forgot already.
Oh, okay.
So me, I'm going to put it on their face.
Yeah.
Spotify. I'm kidding. So this is how we're going to close. I'm going to say, what you going to do about it? And you're just going to say, yeah, this is not going to land though.
It's not going to land.
We have to see we're doing something.
It's not going to
From the topic that we were talking about.
The GBV.
You know? So we must say something.
Something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't say nothing because we are doing something. Yes.
As you can see, the studio's purple.
The studio is purple.
Kind of wearing purple.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A shade of.
It's a mouth about to hey. Okay.
Those lips are purple, ne? Yes, that's purple.
That's pink.
We are Foster.
That is purple.
You're colorblind, and it's that white gene of yours.
Actually, I am colorblind. The white gene.
I'm joking, guys. Please don't come for me and call me racist. I'm joking.
I do actually. I am grandfather who here. Anyway, so this is how we close it, guys. What you gonna do about it?
Something.